Okay, so we are walking through how to add a Google form to a website to help a library user register for the summer reading program or request a curbside pickup. What you're going to need is a button or a text that you can hyperlink, but a button is pretty easy. So we'll just put a button on here for right now. And we're going to say Google form tutorial. So then I remember to delete it when I come back. And I'm recording this, so whoever wanted to know about Google Forms for website use, you're going to get this in your email. So I put a button on the website, and that's where we're going to tie our Google form. Next, if you have a Gmail address, that's what we're going to need to create the Google form. If you don't have a Gmail for your library, you can create a generic one that's something like librarian@sunshinelibrary or sunshinelibrary@gmail.com or reference librarian at whatever. So if you have a generic Gmail account, you go to your drive and you find the new area and you can choose Google Form. So really you're building your own worksheet in Google Forms. So you could take your summer reading program registration form, if you have one for physical registration, and just copy whatever information you wanted on that into the Google form. So I'm going to give it a title as Summer Reading Registration. Let's read. Sign up here to participate in summer reading at the whatever, something public library. So the first option could be first and last name. And we're going to make it a short, it automatically knew that I wanted it to be a short answer. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to refresh the screen. Dang it, it didn't do it. When you want to add a question, there's this little plus mark. So this is how the screen starts out. And all I did is I started typing the information that I wanted to collect. So first and last name. And as soon as I stopped typing, it said, oh, that person is asking for a short answer. So I did that. You can then choose if you want the question to be required or not. Usually, if it's a registration, you need the person's name for sure. Now, if I have another question, I can go over to this add question icon or choose duplicate. So I will make the first question appear again. And I could say, age range. A lot of people don't like to share their age. So one way to get around that is using the annual report program age divisions, right? This year they're changing. Do you guys know off the top of your head what the age range is this year?
0 to 5.
0, is it
6
really?
till 11.
Okay.
12 to 18 and 19 and up.
I'm glad I have that, whoever that is. Okay, so there's our age ranges. And then we can say choose one. Multiple choice. And I don't want to have an option to choose another option. In the past, you could have done elementary, middle, high school, or whatever. Whatever you choose to put in there, you can have in there. My next question is, will you... You can say, I would like to pick up a printed reading log. Or you can say, I would like to use the Beanstack app on to log my participation. Or whatever question that you want in there. If you're only doing a printed version, you can say, I'm going to pick up my reading log, or please put a reading log in my curbside pickup order, or those kind of things. So you can build in your options there. At the end, you could have another question that says, any questions? Oops. So you can make this as formal or as informal as you want. Another thing that you should consider collecting is an email. So you could say, please email me a printable form. Right? So another question here could be, please email a printable reading log if they're unable to travel to the library anytime soon. And if they're relying on the digital library to request books to read, those kind of options. To customize it, you can go up to this artboard button here and you can add in your own images. I would suggest using the CSLP images. So I can upload an image, go over to my computer files using the browse button, going over to where I save all the summer reading stuff because I don't like going to the CSLP website. So I'm just going to take one of their banners and put it in there. It might not fit perfectly, so we'll see how that goes. It's just labeled a banner, so I put it in. Hey, that's not bad. Ooh, it's in Spanish too. I picked the Spanish one. So I uploaded the image and there it is. And we could say the theme, so you can change the colors that go along with it, right? Here's blue and yellow. Font style. Okay, so there's that. Now, what I can do is say I want it to collect emails. I want to give them a response. I do not want to restrict it to people in Wisconsin Valley. Presentation, confirmation message. So you could say something like, thank you for registering for the summer program. And then save. And now we're ready to get people starting to sign up. So what I can do is in this, by clicking the send button, I can find the link. I can shorten it up or leave it long. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to copy the link. Now is when I go back to the website here. And I'm going to add that link right into the button right there. So I'm going to save it so we can play with it a little bit, and then I'll remove it. So if you go to the Glenwood City Public Library website and you click on their summer program, you can go see how that looks. I will do it here as well. So I'm going to pretend I'm signing up for the Glenwood City program. So summer reading program, here's my email, my first and last name. Oh, it asked me for my email again. That means I should go back to my form and get rid of one of those email spots. That's why it's important to test out your form, right? So it's gonna fix it in real time. My age range, I'm an adult. I would like to pick up my printed reading log. Oh, it says the question box is required. That's what that little red asterisk is saying. So I'm going to go back into my questionnaire. I'm going to click on the any questions area. I'm going to not click that it is required. So I'm going to unclick that. And so here's my test form. No questions. I'm going to submit. So now when we go back to the form, it's actually going to say that we have a response. Look at how fast that is. There's a response right there. You can see who has responded, the age range they have, and now it gets really fun. You can look at individual registrations. If we had more than one response, it would show all of the responses in one place here. And you can take it a step further and pop it into a, a Google spreadsheet, which is an Excel spreadsheet online. And it's going to give you all the information: when I registered, the email I registered with, my first and last name, my age range, how would you like to pick up your form, any questions. So it really makes it nice and sweet.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
And I did, but
Carla?
oh, all right. I didn't know who's talking.
Oh. It's you, Carla.
Okay, I'm talking now. I did a Google form for a different project that I'm working on outside the library, and we asked for if you were interested in donating or being a volunteer for this project, please leave your contact information.
Okay.
And the way that I set up the form, for some reason, it kind of like blended it all together, so you couldn't tell sometimes what phone number did it go to the person above them or below them, or the email was over it. I don't know how it came out that way, but when we looked at the responses, it was all just in one column.
Okay. I think I'd have to look at that specific form, Carla.
Okay.
Because when
and also too, he's done lots of Google stuff, so
okay.
So many, he said. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and if you look, if I click on individual responses, I can see the one that I just put through, and it still retains it in the order it is. So I think. And did you put it into a Google spreadsheet to take a look at it?
We didn't do that.
Okay, because that could be the issue. Maybe you exported it and it kind of put it wherever it fit.
Okay, so could you go back through and how did you get it exported to the Google, to the spreadsheet, I mean?
So here is the form, and I was building it, right? Then I click into responses, and there's a little spreadsheet button right there.
Okay.
So it's not going to put it into an Excel spreadsheet. It keeps it in the GOOGL.
Okay, that's fine. All right. I don't think we did it that way, so there might be our problem.
Yeah. But you can also export it to an Excel if you click here. You can download the responses into a CSV file, which then you would open in Excel and then sort it and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
If it's not complicated, I always say just leave it in here. You know, you're already.
Yeah, it's something that I'm sharing. We're all sharing with each other, so the Google
would be helpful.
Works anyway, so we can all view it.
Yeah. And so that's how you could use it on a website like the Glenwood City has on there as a test button. I'm going to go in there and get rid of it. Otherwise, that would be pretty bad.